Hello, everyone, and then good afternoon to you all, depending on the time that this comes to you. My baby is almost a year, yeah, 9 days to a year, and I think I'm pressed to share my birthing story, my pregnancy journey story, and then the journey that led to this point. I'm going to be breaking it down per day till my baby's birthday. Also, I'm planning my birthday because yeah, it deserves the birthday. And I just want to share my story from when I got married and then to this point. To the glory of God, in November, 9th of November, I will be clocking 2 years in marriage. And God has helped me to be pregnant and have a child that is a year old already in the marriage. I'm going to share a little bit of my experience because I have so many unconventional events, so many unconventional things that happened to me. So many, things I thought were going to be, but they weren't. And how I survived that period working till this point. And so, come with me on the journey as as I share my story. I believe my story is going to inspire some people, young couples. I believe my story is going to inspire unmarried single ladies that are planning and trusting in the Lord for marital settlement. I believe that for as many people that are waiting on God for a child, the Lord is going to grant it unto you as your heart desires. But it's so strong in my spirit to share. And I think this is a note to my people, my colleagues, my friends, many people that had so many guesses around my pregnancy period and then till this point. So thank you so much. Stay tuned. I'm going to be dropping it every day. In fact, this is just like an explanatory video of what I intend to do. I'm still going to do a video today to share it. I'm going to be sharing it on my Instagram. I'm going to be sharing it on my TikTok. So please rush in, go to my page every single day to see the part 2. I have to break it into parts because it's going to be a long discussion. It's going to be a long conversation. But I really want to do this. I think it's high time I did it. I've left it for so long, and it has a reason. But I'm pressing my spirit to do this, and then yes, I'm going to do it. I'm back, and then yes, this is the part 1 of my series from single to motherhood. Yeah, so I'm going to give a backstory to my marriage, my wedding, to the point where I got pregnant and how I got pregnant. Having been a lady who had stayed waiting on God for settlements over the period of time, I finished secondary school early, 2013. I gained admission in 2018. I resumed 2019. I understood what it means to wait on God for so many things. I had to wait on God for good results. I had to wait on God for admission. I had to wait on God for financial settlements, financial control. I had to wait on God for assignments when it comes to ministry-wise. I learned patience due to my waiting period. I waited on God for marital settlement as well. Because I know I'd already stayed a lot of time away from my peers. I told God when I gained admission at the end of the year, I don't want to wait for marriage. And there are things that God told me when I finally gained admission. By the way, I finished on Federal University of Agriculture from the Department of Hospitality and Tourism Management. I currently work with Health Village as a chef in the kitchen. We cook for patients and the rest. I told God that if I get this admission, I don't want to wait. And in response to my prayer, God told me some things that will be happening. He told me that FUNAB is going to be my answered prayers. Whatever I'm going to do in FUNAB is going to determine the rest of my life. So I knew that I was not going to just go there for the sake of enjoyment or for the sake of let's see how it goes. I knew that I was going there for a particular reason, and that is to settle my future. And by the way, I didn't go into a relationship when I get admission. I was actually going to get married to somebody, but it didn't work out. And then I had the urge to break off that arrangements, and then I did. So getting admission and entering into school, I entered as a single person, and for the longest I didn't have any relationship until I was going to go for my internship program, that is my industrial training. And in fact, I think I should share how I met my husband in another video, and that is going to be a total series entirely. This is just focused on my wedding, my marriage, my birthing story, pregnancy journey, and I cannot just jump into that without giving you a backstory. That's why I'm doing this. So I met my husband in my almost final year of school, and I got married. I finished from school in August. I got married in November. Yeah. So my marriage plans was already ongoing. I got married in Redeem. So my marriage plans was ongoing when I was in my final year of school, and then as soon as I finished from school, I did. No. And then my husband had to come back to school to sort out some things for his postgraduate studies that he was doing. And then when he came back, that was the first time we had anything to do in consummating the marriage. My sister got married in December 17th. And on the court wedding day that I was going there, prior to that time, I've been complaining of stomach pain, abdominal pain. It was so intense. I would not have imagined that I'm pregnant. So I got there and then I was pissed out. I was tired, so tired. As my mom saw me, she just like, you know what? Come and sit down. Just sit down here. Don't do anything. No. Just sit down. I was in pain, my stomach and everything. For some people, I said that the only way you will know that you're pregnant is by vomiting, by spitting around, by having morning sickness and the likes. All of you, I come outside, I come and line up. Because that was not my case. My case was that of abdominal pain. I was in serious pains. And my mom looked at me with daddy and she was like, you know what? Come on, daddy, babe, you got some wrong. But, you know, there are ways that some elderly people will be reserved with their comments. She was reserved with her comment because she didn't want to go ahead of herself. The only thing she told me was, to back to work by a period, they will show you. To cast. Make sure we pay, washirale for only for a sugar baby. I'm a master later. My sister's wedding, I was in pain. I was hungry. I don't eat so much like that. I'm not even a breakfast person, but I was eating like gluten. I was just eating. And within the space of how many days, my clothes were no longer fitting. They had to go and adjust it and break it out. So I finished the wedding and then, we went home. It was still the same old story. I couldn't even, it could not even touch me. I was so cranky that, don't touch me, please. Don't even, he wants to come close to me. A newly wedded couple, don't touch me, please. If you touch it and pains and here comes Christmas. I said, you know what? I just can't bear this pain again. Let me even know what is going on. There were so many things on my head. Number one, is it ovarian cyst? Is it cancer? Is it so many things? Because I was not seeing my period as well. And I went ahead to buy pregnancy test kits. And I was doing my pregnancy test kit. I don't want to put in my husband's hope. I didn't want him to. I did 5 strips. Like I tested 5 strips and then it was saying negative. The pain was not going away. My periods were not coming. I did not know what to think of. I was working. There was no time like that to say I want to dedicate to go and do my test. I don't know what to test for. I don't know how to go about it. I was so confused. I was in panic. And I was still trying not to make him start thinking otherwise. He's a researcher. So he had researched on everything that can go wrong with what is going on with him. And he was already preparing his mind for the worst that can happen. And I was just like, let me go and do this test. I finished from work on the 26th of December. That was Boxing Day. I worked 25th stroke 26th. And then I left from work and I went to a nearby lab. I went to the Public Health Disease Center in the Redeemed Christian Church of God and I did my test. I just wanted answers from my curiosity and then voila! They brought my test home. I was wearing my wedding ring so there was no need to ask questions like, are you married or not? And I opened my letter, my results, and it was positive. Jesus Christ. There was no excitement that much. They were just answers to my questions. I just put it in the bag and I just left. In my mind, I was like, wow. I didn't know how to react. I didn't know how. I got married in November. I didn't have sex with my husband till like 23rd of November because I will still share that story. But December 26th, I'm pregnant. Hey, how? I go home, maybe because of the mental stress that we both have been. We just didn't know how to. There was no this, oh my god, oh, wow, finally. It was just, I just like, babe, take. He said, what? I said, check the results. Oh, you're pregnant. Ah, wow. That was the reaction. And it was not just him, it was both of us. It was just like, finally, I can breathe. Thank God. Now we know. It did not mean that the pain stopped. It was just an answer to my curiosity, like what is going on with my body. Coming from somebody that has never been so sick that much to go to the hospital. Since I've been a child to the point whereby I got married and then I got pregnant, I have not had any reason to be laid on bed for admission in the hospital. Nobody can come and give me my profile that I was in bed. The highest I do is be down 2 days and I'm up by paracetamol and some of the rest like that. And here I am pregnant with excruciating pains in my abdomen. And then when my husband was like, you know what, this is it. We just took ourselves to the hospital and we did the tests again. It was positive. And then when we saw the doctor was like, we need to do a TV scan because they are not seeing the baby. I was scared to death. I was 4 weeks gone then. So they said, okay, when someone said, what's the TV like? I told him, he said, you know what, no. I've been asked, what is the next step? They said, okay, we can wait for another 2 weeks to come back. By then, it should be 6 weeks. Then they should be able to see. But it did stay till that 6 weeks. I was on the hospital bed. Because then came a day, I could not even stand up. I was crawling on the floor. It was that bad. And I was told that I had threatened miscarriage. And before I continue on this, if you know anybody, whether young or old couple, and then you definitely just start discovering some funny behaviors, funny things from them, don't be quick to judge. Don't be quick to throw, and don't be quick to give answers to something that I don't know. In my next video, I'm going to tell you the reason why I said these things, because there were a lot of things that were going on. The yeses, there were a lot of things. You don't know a clear picture of what anybody is going through in their marriage. You don't know what is going on with them. You have no right to conclude on their behalf. The fact that they decide not to share the story with you doesn't mean that they're not going through it. If you so care about what is going on, ask them, approach them, let them give you answers. But so long you are not going to do that, you don't have any right whatsoever to jump into conclusion for them. Because it started going on in my office, like, because I was weighed down. Coming from a lady that has been known to be strong and agile and active, I was laid on bed 2 weeks, receiving tons of drips and the rest and the rest. It's even a miracle, because every doctor that came to me and then they told them my story, the first thing they were asked is that, and there is no blood. I'm like, no, wow, she's okay. Every single doctor that came to me. The only thing that I didn't see throughout my pregnancy, with everything I went through, was that there was no spotting. I didn't spot for any reason whatsoever. Doesn't mean that I didn't have a difficult pregnancy. I had the worst. One of my pastors, my big brother, my pastor, came to me and he prayed for me. And his prayer was that this is going to be the last difficulty you will have when it comes to pregnancy. He said the next one will not be like this. That's the depth of how my pregnancy was. My pregnancy was stressful. For the first 3 months, I was 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out of the hospital. Like every month, 2 weeks in, out. I had to go to work only 2 weeks in each month. Every month. Every single month. Till I finished my second semester, my first semester. The only thing that I think that I enjoyed the most is I didn't spit. I didn't have appetite. I did not have weird cravings. No, I didn't have weird cravings. But you see the rest of it, I had Promax, shady Promax at everything. My face became so swollen. If you see me in my first trimester, you think that I'm in my second trimester, or 6 months or so, people. And so my pregnancy was pronounced and announced early, without anybody having to ask questions. Many people told me that, many people said it's not to my face at the back, that I was already pregnant when I got married. That I got married with pregnancy, but alas, let me ring it again. I got married in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. My pregnancy test was done on Friday. I got married on Saturday. They sent my pregnancy test into them on Friday. How come? Me that I didn't even have sex for like a week and plus of my marriage. First week and some days, there was no sexual intercourse. But some people saw me, looked at me and said that I was already pregnant before I got married. They can bet it on their life. Like that would kill them. But I was pregnant. I went through a lot. My clothes were no longer fitting me. My transformation did not stay till final trimester. I think I started getting myself at final trimester, yes. My first and second trimester was very, very thick. I started having nauseation on the second month. My mom, God bless her, God bless her for me, stayed with me. As she saw me, like, no, this is an assignment. She stayed. I can't eat anything that doesn't have outrageous pepper. Egg was the only thing I could eat. Egg and bread. Meat was smelling to me. Fish, don't even try to put it in my soup. I couldn't do anything. Coming from a wife that just got married, my husband just shaking, if you know what I mean. No show, don't even touch me. You don't even hug me, please. It was that bad. There were so many uncertainty questions. Because I had, in total for the whole pregnancy, I had 3 threatened miscarriage. 3. So anything, I've gone through pains already. So anything that would even try and put a strain on the pregnancy, I want to avoid. I avoided sex. They even told us from the hospital not to have sexual intercourse for 6 weeks. I avoided it. From a man that waited for me to marriage, to jar the nylon on the this thing, he now cut such a thing and then he could not enjoy. He was a nice man. He stayed for me. He showed me the meaning of for better for us. He took away, he brushed aside his own desires, made my own well-being and that of the baby the priority. He got to a point that I was so sick. He was like, can we just take out this pregnancy? Maybe we should just, because she's my wife, I want her, I just want her to be okay. Let's remove what is obstructing her well-being. And my mom was like, it's love that's talking. Just I feel like she would survive. I would vomit. My mom will cook 2 foods from cook and plate 2. Let me get that. She will plate 2 because if I eat the first one, I'm going to throw them out. It's the second one that will stay in my room. And that one went on. Yet I was being bashed. Did you notice me? I was offline for the period of my pregnancy. Nobody can tell me that they saw me online. It made it easy for them to even drive speculations of, I think she's suffering in her marriage. I think something is wrong in her marriage, and then people thinking the worst of you because they can't reach you. And if you know me, if you know my status, you will know that you can't say this is what's wrong with Dorcas by what is going on in my status. I don't just post it. I post something intentionally. And then God appeared unto me and told me that my baby is going to be a source of peace and abundance and plenty. His name is going to be Bushy. So I knew it that he was going to be a boy. But I am not going to raise the hope of my husband. He was not particular about any gender. But I know what it can do when you raise hopes high and it becomes shattered. So I did not raise hope. I didn't try to tell him, oh babe, I wish. I didn't have any wishes. I just knew that I was going to be a boy. And then I think the video is already very long, and I have another video that I want to add together. So I'll continue with this story tomorrow. God helping. Thank you. Stay tuned for the next part.